So,
All right. So, hey, let's change up gears for our last game, right,
okay.
of the day. And it is the Philadelphia Eagles taking on the Green Bay Packers. And I think this is an awesome matchup. First of all, just because I just, like this old school kind of matchup, right?
Right.
Packers, Eagles, the way that it'll look on television, all that. But you see right there below on the screen, this is Sims Complete brought to you by FanDuel, part of the Bleav Sports Network. The Packers are 2.5-point favorites over the Eagles. Kind of surprised by that, honestly, especially by the way that the Packers looked last week against the Carolina Panthers. But hey, still favored in this game. Big guy, where do you want to start? You want to start with the Eagles, the Packers? What interests you more in this conversation?
Well, you kind of caught me late with this, everybody out there. I said, Matt, which game do you want to talk about? Oh, yeah, 10 minutes before we come on. Don't forget the Eagles and the Packers. Yeah, okay. Well, whatever. Nothing to say there, huh?
I'm looking at the text that I sent you yesterday after we had our conversation. Hey, can you text me those games you just mentioned one more time? Yes, I did. I sent you Eagles, Packers. Your response, got it. And then let's say I said you the man, and that was it. No. Yeah. So eat that, Phil. What do you got now? Huh?
Okay. Yeah, you're right. I just
Yeah, that's right.
to see if I can get away with it. Didn't get it. What am I going to say? Okay, I would say this about the Eagles.
Yeah.
Saquon Barkley got it done. In other words, got him back in rhythm, the big plays. Right. And, I look at what they're doing with the Eagles, like Derrick Henry with Baltimore. They're not, everybody, you got to run them more, you got to do this. No, these running backs in the NFL, as Bill Belichick said to me once, I never let a running back that's a little beat up play in the game. And I said, why? He goes, Sims, it's car wrecks.
Yeah.
I'm not going to, when they're hurt, it's hard to go all out as a running back. And Saquon Barkley has, been somewhat free of being beat up. I think that's a big deal. He looked, for the first time in a game, when I watched this last game, I thought he looked faster than he had all year.
Right.
So it's time to feed the big guy. And, it really is. The Packers, very aggressive on defense. So I think that sets up with two things. Saquon, the offensive line of the Eagles, and the wide receivers in man-to-man coverage. Man, I like the Eagles in a lot of ways in this game. And now they go out and got a little more emotion to themselves. Who'd they get? Oh, let's see. Jair Alexander at corner. I wrote these down. Jalen Phillips from the Miami Dolphins. I mean, that's maybe a kill shot.
Yep.
And the other was Michael Carter from the Jets, a nickelback. So, man, come on, Eagles, stop it.
That's pretty awesome. That's pretty awesome.
It's damn awesome. And so they'll all probably play. They'll probably all make an impact because emotionally they're going to be through the roof.
Right.
And I'll say this too. What happened to Jair Alexander? He was scary as a corner.
Yeah.
Scary. And with Green Bay coming from the University of Louisville, I said I loved him, there early. But as of late, it's just been a struggle for him. So we'll see different coaching, different thought process, see if it gets to turn around and becomes a real factor for the Eagles.
Yeah, I'm really interested to see where he does fit into the defense for Vic Fangio and this crew. Of course, with Cooper DeJean already there, right, and Quinyon Mitchell, and now you add these two veterans into the back end with Jalen Phillips there on the defensive end. I'm kind of curious to see if maybe they put him in a different role. I don't know. Or is he a nickel? Is he a starting outside corner? So that's where, who knows, right, how they'll play it out, right, with this crew. Because I do feel like you have a bunch of guys that are just like really good at a little bit of everything. And wouldn't be shocked if we see some guys like maybe trying out some new roles that we haven't seen them in before for that secondary. But I think the biggest concern that I have too, right, in this matchup is something that you mentioned, right, with the Philadelphia Eagles and Saquon Barkley and the running attack and all that. Green Bay giving up 130 yards last week to the Carolina Panthers and Rico Dowdle, right? And basically, like, you knew early on in the football game, this was Carolina's strategy. We're not going to let our quarterback drop back and throw it a lot against a very fast defense with disruptors on the line. We're going to control the line of scrimmage. We're going to try to speed up this game as much as possible with our rushing attack. We're going to limit the big plays defensively. It worked to perfection. And I think that scares me a little bit in this matchup, right? Because Jalen Hurts poses a threat in the backfield with some of his quarterback keeps and those things. The matchups on the outside. And now with Saquon running the way that he does, I just feel like even though Green Bay statistically, hey, number 5 in the league in rush yards per game defensively, only 89. But now I kind of wonder, are we going to see this rear its ugly head again here with Saquon Barkley this week?
Yeah. Well, one thing, didn't Carolina, I thought they ran for over 160 yards.
They did as a team. Yes, correct. So that
okay.
even more to my point. As a team, they ran for 163, it says, on 33 carries.
Right.
Rico Dowdle himself with 25 ran for 130 and 2 touchdowns.
Okay. Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So that's what I didn't quite hear it.
Yeah, my bad.
That's okay. I think the offensive line going against the Green Bay Packers and, of course, Micah Parsons and all that, I think it's a good matchup for them.
Yeah.
And I think the one-on-ones that we could see outside, everything, the Eagles, man, come on. They're like a damn, what is it? A soap on midday football.
Yeah.
It's always something. What do you call them? Not soap.
Yeah, soap opera.
Soap opera. Okay, whatever. Yeah.
A telenovela. Yeah.
I was on a couple of them.
Were you?
Yeah, I did. I did a couple of soap operas during
Weren't
my day.
you like a bad guy on one of them too? Like,
Well, I threw a knife in one against the dummy across the room. They brought somebody in to teach me. I said, I think I'll be okay. I don't need teaching.
Oh, so you did it.
The first throw, I throw it. I hit the dummy right in the face. It explodes. And they all start laughing, hey, all right. I said, well, I am the thrower. So
Yeah,
I'm not
right.
so shot, But where was I going with that? What was I talking about? I forgot already because I was thinking about
yeah,
that.
I mean, you were just talking about just the Eagles and what they've been doing, and just they're a soap opera where it's like every single weekend something's going on, but it just doesn't matter. They just keep going forward.
There's, what? There's almost something good about it, right? It's
Right.
They got a little turmoil going, and here we go again. And I don't know.
I know what you're saying. You just said that about Bill Parcells kind of doing that to the crew. You think Coach Vrabel does that same thing? Stop touching your microphone.
Sorry.
All right, stop touching your.
There.
There you
Took
go.
it off.
Damn, that was painful, dog. Yeah, it's like nails on a blackboard. But you mentioned though that like, hey, this is kind of like what the Eagles do. It's like they kind of almost cause drama just to kind of keep the whole engine going for themselves.
I wouldn't doubt it. If that's what they're trying to do, they're doing a great job of it. And come on. I know AJ Brown. I really do. I always kind of felt like when you're throwing to one receiver to the tight end and they're getting all these catches and there's this guy and then you watch the film and he's wide open, but hell, he was the second read. The first guy's wide open too.
Right.
And, so it used to get in my head a little like, man, if we have mirrored routes, I'm going to throw it to this one guy just to get him involved in the game.
Right.
But you're right. Something always seems to stimulate them. And the biggest thing of all is the fact that they got a lot of really, really big time players.
Yeah, that's right.
And even if they're not into it, they're still going to be in it because that's just who they are. They just got a lot of talented guys. And now we're starting to rev up. You can kind of smell the end a little bit.
Yeah.
And they know these games are more important than ever. And
yeah, that's a good point.
Saying all that, you know who I'm picking.
Yeah, I mean, and just, real quickly, Jordan Love, what you saw last week against the Panthers and just like big picture, man, just I feel like every week, as soon as I feel like, oh, that's the Jordan Love that I really want to see a little bit more of, right? But we just very rarely, I feel like, see the weeks stack up on top of each other, right? Where we can build that momentum of like feeling, I don't know, I guess like comfortable with the fact of like his growth at the position. Because last week against Carolina, 26 to 37 for 273 and an interception. I mean, if you watch the film, it's worse than that. I can't lie. The stats kind of hide what it actually looked like on film, right? It looked very sporadic. There was a few plays too where it's just like, what are you doing? Like, just throw the ball away. But either way, just where are you at right now on your Jordan Love meter?
Well, a couple of weeks ago, Cam Ward, I said, your only goal this week is to do what? Don't throw an interception. Learn to play a little more careful and then build on it instead of trying to start from the great end and I'm going to rip it up. But that doesn't work. Right. And for Jordan Love, I would just say this, is that try to play the whole game and step into the damn throw and let it go.
Right.
I mean, it's like he is guy. I don't know if I even have a good analogy for it, but he's like the guy that can throw it 100 miles an hour, but he decides to pitch in the game. I'm just going to throw it 80 every time.
Yeah.
Why would you want to do that when you can throw it 100? So I mean, it just the fall away jumper. Oh my gosh, that drives me crazy.
I know.
He's got too much talent to make all these throws that I guess he watched Aaron Rodgers make. Well, Aaron Rodgers is nobody's ever going to copy that.
Yeah.
He could throw it behind his back 20 yards.
And also, he didn't watch Aaron when Aaron was really in his prime of his prime.
No,
right?
That's
when
right.
he was like really, like you're saying, stepping into throws and like gassing them.
Oh.
The style that we see Aaron now, I think, is more of a style of just like, this is how I can survive with the demand of how tough the NFL is at my age and at my skill set.
Yeah, I think there's a little bit to that. That's been happening for the last 5 years. 2
I would
years
agree.
in Green Bay,
Yeah.
2 with the Jets, and 1 now.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
so he's never really seen Aaron, right? The one that, for us, like, where we like grew up watching, and like for me, seeing like the difference of what he did for the quarterback position. And
Well, I will say this, man. I do like the way Aaron Rodgers plays. I might be against the grain with people. I don't care because look, he's over 40. He's finding ways to go out there and compete. He's still throwing the ball well. He's getting rid of it quick. And, he's trying to avoid every hit that he can. And he's doing a really good job of that. And as you stay healthy and you stack a few good games together, the offense spreads and gets more wide open. You get better. So,
and I guess that's my point, right? Is that he's developed that, right?
Yes.
He's now come to that point in his career where he can play that way. Whereas like with Jordan Love, I just don't know. Like they need more from Jordan Love right now, right? They don't need Aaron. That's why they got rid of Aaron. They need a young guy that is going to step in there, that is going to play tough, that is going to be a little bit more aggressive and kind of just say, yeah, F it, we're going to win the game on me. So that's a little bit of just kind of what I see. But the biggest thing is there's no Tucker Kraft, right? Tucker Kraft is out for the year.
Yeah.
And that's a huge concern for me too as well, because it did seem like for at least on the offense side of the football, he was the heartbeat, right? With just what they were doing, his yak yards, his ability to run and catch and just expose defenses, especially up the seam too. I mean, he was essentially, their Mark Bavaro, right? With how they were using him as far as his skill set. So he will be sorely missed on the offensive side.
There are so many good tight ends in the NFL. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
It is, man. It's the new place. I don't know what to say. And I think you told me 2 weeks ago, hey, Dad, there's a lot of college tight ends. They're going to be really good.
There's a lot of really good college tight ends that So I wouldn't be shocked if a few of these teams who have a really good tight end already go back, right, to get another guy and just say, yeah, we're going to develop a whole package out of 12 personnel now because we're going to get both these guys out in the field. And it's awesome. But all right, so let's get
Well, no, I was watching. Oh man, I can't even think which team they were running. Was it the Patriots? I don't think 3 tight ends. And I saw
probably the Steelers. The Steelers do a little bit of it,
well, the Steelers
but it's like
do
a
it
tackle and 2 tight ends, so it's like they kind of mix it up. Yeah.
They're throwing passes. Aaron Rodgers slants near the goal line. I said, "Who in the hell is that?"
Yeah,
and
right.
Because he looked like a damn lineman.
Yeah.
Oh, who am I thinking of?
Washington.
Washington.
So for this game, let's kind of button this up now.
I'm ready.
Eagles, Packers. Who you got, Philly?
I'm taking the Eagles.
Taking the Eagles. Okay.
Yes.
So, me and you, we agree on this one. I just think ultimately I just trust the Eagles a little bit more. That's really what it comes down to. And despite all of their dysfunction on offense, I trust Jalen Hurts protecting the football in critical situations a little bit more. I look forward to seeing kind of how they decide to attack the Packers, right? Defense, and just what do they do? Are they going to leave, their tackles out there on an island against their rush ends? They might, honestly. Like, that's how confident I feel like the Eagles are in their pass protection. So I think it's absolutely paramount that the Packers keep their rush lanes in this one, especially if they're just going to be rushing forward to cover well on the back end.
My last thing is about that is okay, that sounds great, but it is. But Jalen Hurts, he's not going to stand back here and let somebody come running free. So you got to worry about him getting out of the pocket. And I think that's a huge thing in this game.
Yeah.
Because he doesn't wait. And if he turns it over, I'll be shocked.
Yeah.
Because he's extremely careful with the football. He turns down certain plays. That's okay. Because the fact that it almost tells me he knows how good they are.
Right.
So he doesn't have to push the button.
Right.
It'll come to me. Oh, I got out of the pocket, 30, whatever. It comes to, and he throws the ball outside. When he does, a lot of times they're wide open.
Yeah.
So he doesn't have to force the issue. And that's why he doesn't make many turnovers.
And
That's
their
one of the
offensive
reasons why.
line does a better job than
Still
anybody of just muddying up the defensive front,
Right.
as well as anybody in the league. So he's Phil Simms. I'm Matt Simms. This is Simms Complete, brought to you by FanDuel and a part of the Bleav Sports Network. We will see you later next time as we update you on all this weekend's matchups and all the action. See you next time.
Next time.